Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, I started looking up addresses. Woman slams DoorDash after learning where the $30 salad she's been purchasing is actually made. So based on the headline, I'm going to assume that this is a ghost kitchen that they're referring to, and ghost kitchens have had a lot of controversy, doesn't matter which platform you're talking about. And this woman has been buying $30 salads on DoorDash, and she can't believe where it came from. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A woman bought $30 gas station salads for months because she was duped by a ghost kitchen, she claims. Okay, that was a very hot first sentence. Holy crap. $30 for a salad in a gas station. Like, aren't those supposed to be like really cheap or something? At a convenience store, it's like $4 or less, right? Like, what is it? Like, somebody has actually got a restaurant within a gas station, and in that restaurant, they offer salads? How does that work? Because there is a gas station around here that actually has a full-blown restaurant in it, but that's not a $30 meal. And please tell me it is the $30 gas station. All they did was rip off the labeling. Really. Kay at the Hot Mess Express uploaded a viral TikTok video where she shares a reaction to this discovery, racking up over 400,000 views in the process. It turns out that the folks in the comments section in her video said that they have learned that the fact that meals they ordered online were prepared in a ghost kitchen. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. But here's my question. Is it really a ghost kitchen, or is it a restaurant inside of a gas station? Because those do exist. That is a thing. And having it on Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that is mildly genius, to be honest. Like, if you're waiting on somebody's order, you can actually top off your tank or something. It's actually not a bad idea as drivers go. But as a gas station, how is it actually operating? What is actually going on there? DoorDash is honestly doing us so dirty with these stupid ghost kitchens, because why did I just learn that the $30 salad I've been buying for months is actually made at a gas station? Okay, right, in an overlay on our video. Okay, but is it being made like they're preparing it there? Because that's not necessarily so bad if there's an actual restaurant, if there's an actual thing going on there. Like, Wawa makes their own crap too. That's not totally unheard of. But if it's just like some to-go salad that they're upcharging a lot, then freaking yikes, man. Kay looks into the camera, her hand on her hair as she widens her eyes at the sound of a tragic, blood-curdling scream echoes in the background of her clip. Yet that doesn't answer my questions at all. Other commenters agreed with her assessment, like this one user on the application who thought that the ghost kitchen phenomenon should be outlawed entirely. Ghost kitchens should be illegal. I always search their address. Just a way for shit corporate chains to impersonate small local joints they penned. Okay, but that's not exactly what she said at all. Like, this is a gas station. It could be an independently owned gas station. It could be like a Wawa or something. There's not enough information on this subject. I'm assuming it's some local joint and not a Wawa, because that's two different worlds. But still, how to catch ghost kitchens on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Someone else said that they never have a problem figuring out whether or not a restaurant listed on DoorDash is a ghost kitchen because it's made readily apparent from its nomenclature. They're so easy to spot too, like wacky whimsical wings is so sus, they wrote. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Nomenclature is something I don't even know how to say it. If you correct me in the comments, I'm just gonna believe you, even if you're completely wrong too. So let's just get that out of the way now. Second, yeah, some of these ghost kitchens out here are just obviously ghost kitchens. Like, Denny's has got, like, the Burger Den and a bunch of other ghost kitchens. Like, it's obvious that it is ghost kitchens when you see them. But then again, there's this place around here called the Bite Eatery, right? And they have a bunch of restaurants in this building. However, in these bunch of restaurants, there's like a bunch of individual restaurants at the same residence. So it's not like they're doing anything bad. They're like having this food court-esque area. It's not like it's a ghost kitchen. But what does it say on the apps? Taco vibes, some deli place, whatever. The point is that not all ghost kitchens operate that way. Kay says that she has been fooled quite easily. However, as if her post wasn't enough admission of that. Okay, some of them actually have fooled me. The food is so staged and made to look so good, she responded to the TikToker. Okay, but can you also answer the other question of what kind of salad was this? What is the name of the restaurant, etc.? No? Okay. Other users shared the extent of their local ghost kitchens on food delivery apps. My local diner provides us with 16 ghost kitchens, and it's actually out of control, one said. 16 ghost kitchens, 16 brands at this diner. You know that you're not cutting it with the diner that you're already working on, so you're just recycling names and going through names as much as possible. At some point, that's just not gonna work. Another wrote, the old pizza place I worked at was a ghost kitchen for 5 restaurants, and we always got a lot of orders. Yeah, there's this place near me that's Wicked Cheesesteaks and Wings, or Wicked Cheesesteaks and Pizza. And they have just a bunch of different brands under a single name. And they still get a significant number of orders, so there's a thing in itself. At my restaurant job, we have separate bags with a DIF logo for the people who order from our ghost kitchen. It's wild, a third added. Yeah, they gotta sell it too. They gotta make sure that you know it's not a ghost kitchen. Some shared how they've learned to sniff out ghost kitchens when ordering. I started looking up addresses. This fancy calzone place is a goddamn Papa John's, one person wrote. Okay, yeah, that would be annoying to me. Like, if I'm going to get a calzone or if I'm going to get nice Italian food, I'm gonna get it from a nice Italian restaurant, not Papa John's. Someone else pointed out how Chuck E. Cheese decided to rebrand its food offerings as being from Pasquale's during the pandemic, which is something tons of customers noticed while using apps like DoorDash. I'm still dying at Pasquale's Pizza and Wings being Chuck E. Cheese, one commenter said. Yeah, I don't remember which video it was specifically, but there was a comment on one of the articles I was going over with ghost kitchens, and their husbands loved Pasquale's. Like, they loved it. It was like their favorite pizza. And while they were out and about one day, they looked up the address and said, hey, you know what? We're nearby. Let's go over there. Turns out it was Chuck E. Cheese. Like, that's the kind of danger that I would feel about that. Like, you're going to a place like Chuck E. Cheese. If you're an adult going to Chuck E. Cheese by yourself, that's already not a good look. But going there with the assumption that it's Pasquale's, that is mortifying, to be honest. Several shared the unfortunate realization they've had akin to Kay's experience. The chicken place I love so much, it's just wings is Chili's, one said. Yeah, that's a very common one. Another added, no, because there's the damn Meltdown that has these sandwiches I thought looked fire. And it's a damn Denny's. Denny's has so many different brands at this point. If you're looking at a new restaurant on a delivery app that you haven't heard of before, there's a good chance it's probably just a Denny's, which is something that this TikToker said that they've learned through experience. I am so sure I've been through so many of these at this point, and as a driver, if I've never been there before, it's gonna take me a second to realize, and some of them don't even put in the instructions, hey, this is a Denny's, by the way. Hey, this is actually Chuck E. Cheese. Are ghost kitchens legal? Some have even called into question the legality of ghost kitchens. One Redditor called out the practice for its dishonesty. Let's say IHOP, which has been campaigning heavily in recent years to get folks into its restaurants to eat burgers, and other non-breakfast offerings decided to sell burgers on Seamless under a different name. Customers might feel some some type of way, discovering that they've purchased a meal from IHOP, given the brand identity associated with the chain. Perhaps it isn't necessarily rooted in the negative perception, but to that consumer, part of the experience of eating that burger is being entertained into thinking that it's from somewhere that is all burgers all the time. Yeah, but that's the problem with some restaurants, right? Like, ghost kitchens gives the opportunity to expand what you're actually cooking, and on a creative standpoint, on an expand your business standpoint, cornering yourself into a specific niche thing may be good for SEO purposes, for finding a restaurant purposes, but not for expanding your audience or expanding your business. Like International House of Pancakes suddenly trying to become something about burgers, right? That's totally left field in most cases. But what if that brand is actually obvious? Like, it's obvious, yes, it's an IHOP thing, but then it starts to expand into burgers and everybody's hating on it. Or let's say you did start with burgers and you wanted to get into breakfast. It's not going to work both ways. That's actually an easier transition. Think about it like this. McDonald's starting to serve breakfast sandwiches is not too far of a leap. Pancakes, there's not a whole lot of area to expand into. Sure, it's a breakfast place, but breakfast burgers aren't really a great avenue to expand, you know? That also still proves the point of IHOP is still the International House of Pancakes. So if you're ever starting a business, that's something to keep in mind. Don't corner yourself into a single niche like that. Otherwise, you might end up in this issue where you have to use ghost kitchens to expand your income sources. And not a lot of people like that. According to Find Law, there's nothing illegal about the practice of ghost kitchens, but an article penned by the legal resource on the topic that says the issue isn't so black and white. So are ghost kitchens legal? The answer is clearly yes, but there are other legal questions surrounding them. The biggest problem with ghost kitchens isn't the fact that Denny's is selling you a cheesy panini that they say is from The Meltdown. It's that all restaurants, even ghost kitchens, must meet food safety standards. Yeah, not too long ago, we made a video on ghost kitchens where the ghost kitchen itself was being held in a house and not in a restaurant. It wasn't commercial grade, it was home grade. That said, however, a lot of people who work in restaurants actually have said, as they worked in the kitchen, you should see how it goes in there. But on the flip side, everyone must meet those health safety standards if they're gonna sell food, right? Yes, but that doesn't mean they do. Of course, there also should be regulation on, like, you have to have a health inspection on the platform or something in order to maintain status there. That's something I think they should do, but I don't think they're gonna do that. Here is where the potential problems arise according to Find Law. This is where it gets a bit tricky for consumers. Because of the virtual nature of ghost kitchens, consumers cannot access health inspection letter grades as readily as they could at traditional restaurants, which may be required to display as proof of inspection in their storefronts or dining areas, according to the regulatory review. You know, honestly, I do believe that there should be a health inspection system. Like, if you're gonna operate on DoorDash's ghost kitchen system, you should absolutely have to display your health inspection information on the app in order to, you know, present everything. Because if somebody asks, that's something they should know. There's one question to ponder after reading all of these ghost kitchen revelations, and it's whether or not the customers in question enjoyed the meals that they received. If they did, like Kay clearly did while forking over $30 for salads regularly, doesn't matter where it came from. From a actual enjoyment perspective, sure. But going back to my original point, if it was a to-go salad for $4 and it suddenly became $30, how? How does that happen? But if it's something that was prepared and actually prepared in a gas station and not as a to-go station and not as a to-go item, is it that big a deal? Not really. I would actually say it's a good thing because it means that a quality item is available in a very local area. What's the big deal about that? But of course, it's the internet. Of course, we gotta blow it out of proportion. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. Now, do you pay me? There you go. In terms of the legality of ghost kitchens, of course, anything and everything is going to be weaponized in such a way to where people would see it and think that they're avoiding large corporations by supporting small businesses, and in reality, no, they're not. They're actually supporting another aspect of that corporation. But the fact remains, if this order was actually enjoyed and she was enjoying the item that she received, it doesn't matter where it came from. The only time it would matter is if you're actually concerned for your health. Are you concerned that the health inspection information is not available to you? Most people, to be honest with you, unless you can physically feel how unhealthy it is in there, there's actually a diner that I will not go to in Wilton Manors that makes me feel like I'm gross in there. And I've only experienced them as a DoorDash driver. Yeah. That's what I'd be like, okay, maybe this is a problem, but it doesn't seem like that was the case for you. You were enjoying a salad that was prepared in a gas station. It's not unheard of, too. 7-Eleven, Wawa. There are some local gas stations that have actual restaurants in there. That's not that big a deal. Heck, some franchises are actually in some gas stations. How many gas stations have you been to and there's a Subway or a Dunkin' Donuts? Heck, one of my favorite Dunkin' Donuts to pick up from is actually one that's also in a gas station. Because if I have to wait a few minutes, I'll just fill up my tank and call it a day and head right over. I mean, what else am I doing while I'm standing around, right? As long as you're washing your hands and all that. All in all, ghost kitchens are one of the more controversial subjects in the gig economy. If you got a problem with them, look them up first. Do a little research on the place before making an order, because you don't want to have buyer's remorse later and realize, hey, this isn't the kind of place I would support. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.